It's terrible to be white.
It's just a matter of color, and color.
You see how free people can openly just shit on white people?
Shouldn't come in the way of anything.
That seems pretty fair.
Bumbleclad every time.
No, that's not.
Come in the way of anything.
That seems pretty fair.
It is very fair.
A lot of people that we would speak to today would call what you're saying
Racist.
Racist.
Yeah, I am racist.
Okay.
What's going on, everyone? James Klug here.
Well, good. At least I like honesty. I like racist people because racism is just honesty. But be equal with your race, you know? If you're going to shit on one race, you should be able to shit on other races for what they do wrong.
Today I'm in Los Angeles, and we're going to be finding out if people think it is okay to be white. Now, before we get started, only about 14% of you guys watching these videos are subscribed.
Shut up.
Let's go talk to some people.
Bro, it's not 2010. You still need to put these intros.
Huge shout out to our friends over at iTarget.
Bro.
Be white.
No, that's not okay. It's terrible to be white.
No.
No comment.
Yes, it's okay to be white.
Hey, thank you for the 50, HK. Cops are very scared nowadays to arrest criminals, especially black people. You're right. Did you see even that Asian cop? I don't know his name, but in the George Floyd case, he's facing, I think, 57 months now. He didn't even put the knee on the neck. Derek Chauvin is doing, like, I think 13 years, but the Asian cop, I think he's Thai, that was just standing there. He just got charged 57 months in prison for, you know, not taking the knee off. It's just fair.
Really don't care.
Yeah, it's okay to be any color.
It is okay to be white.
Disagree.
You disagree?
Bro, yeah, whoa, I want to hear more from him.
Yes. I mean, that was a hell of a question.
Yeah, because it's okay to be black. It's okay to be orange. It's okay to be pink.
It's okay to be 260 pounds. Oh, hell no. That boy swimming.
I don't even think that should have to be a question. We live in a really odd time where we have to ask that question, you know.
No,
Y'all got too much. Yeah, y'all got
who
too much
want to be
leeway.
white? That's awful.
Imagine being judgmental about other people while sucking down French fry grease off of your thumb. On like, do you have other things to worry about? You're clearly overweight. What are you eating? What is this thing here? Is that a Slim Jim with a fry in it? And you're gonna, yeah, white people be whiting. We was kangs.
Okay, so why is that? Why is it not okay to be white?
It's not okay to be fat as fuck.
Y'all have the race as a people. Y'all have done too much. I would rather
people.
Yeah, as a whole.
We need reparation. We not privileged.
And it's a group of people.
Too much good or too much bad?
Too much bad.
The majority is not.
She's dropping her. She picks. Ooh, white people is dirty.
It's like bottom of the barrel, really.
Really?
Yeah.
And why do you disagree with that?
It's the whole privilege thing. It's just, you know, time to give it to other people.
Time to give my power to other people. White people are the most, bro. Everybody call me a cuck. If you're white in America, you're just by default. Look how cucked white people are in America. Time to give away our power. Do you see how no other race thinks that at all? You ever heard a black person say, we have too much power, let's go make... Why is it a bad thing to have power as a race? Why would you want to relinquish that?
It is okay to be white.
Are you guys white? I'm white, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you guys out here. Why is asking the question?
I don't
care
to be myself.
No, but at the end of the day, yes, it is. It is okay to be like...
you, dog. What are your guys' thoughts about people that are responding to that saying they disagree with that, saying no?
When the people say it like that is, I don't know.
I think they racist when they say that.
Yeah.
And you gotta live and let live, you know? I think
Bro, it's funny how we look back, people have been reminiscing about Meghan Trainor, for example, saying that she because what's her name? Lizzo's getting all this heat for being fatphobic. And Meghan Trainor used to be the face of fat girls. Fat music video, a fat song. Let's see how fat she looked back then. What was it, like 10 years ago this song came out? This was fat 10 years ago. You see how it's just standard now? Look at them. Every single, like, the majority of Americans are fat and they're never get called out on it. But just 10 years ago, this was like all about that base. This was the face of body positivity. Now this is skinny. In 10 years, Lizzo, you see these 5 girls right now? Lizzo is all of them combined and is the face of fat girls. 10 years ago, it took 5 fat girls to make 1 fat girl today. What happened?
I think it's better with white and chocolate. And, you know, I think it makes our world, you know, we all different flavors, just like ice cream.
What should white people do about that?
There's not
Like,
much y'all can do, but just gotta deal with it.
What should I do about that, do you think?
Try not to be white.
The confidence in saying that. Flip that. Try not to be black. Boo, boo. Oh, get that boy. Get that boy. He swam and...
That's all you could do at this point.
Is it okay to be Asian?
Nah, you don't want to be them either.
What the fuck?
Nah.
How about black?
Definitely that. That's it. That's it. It's all you could be. It's the coolest thing to be. I mean, you really, after that, you talking bottom of the barrel, really. Asian, that's probably worse than being white, ain't it?
I feel like it's okay, yeah.
Is it okay to be Asian?
Asian? Yeah. Of course, because I'm Asian.
A lot of people that we would speak to today would call what you're saying racist.
Yeah, I am racist.
Are you serious? Or are you...
100%.
So you just don't like white people as a whole?
No.
It's just a matter of color, and color
I like her
shouldn't
honesty.
come in the way of anything.
Do you know the way? Color should not come this way. Oh, no.
It's just a matter of color, and color shouldn't come in the way of anything.
Color shouldn't come in the way.
That seems pretty fair.
It is very fair, and that's how life is supposed to be.
You're white, obviously. What can you do to change that?
Get a
Saying
tan?
it's not okay to be white. What can you do to change that?
Fund the United Negro College Fund.
Shut the fuck up. Who?
Leave your inheritance to African American people.
Bro! Give away your inheritance to random blackies that don't even like you? They're saying they're race, and you're just gonna, here's my entire life savings. Am I a good white? Am I a good boy?
You know, like the beaches, give them back the property that was stolen.
Give away your house to Tyrese?
From them, African Americans particularly, but yeah.
Are you yourself planning on giving your inheritance to African American people?
Do all sorts of that stuff already, yeah.
Why do you think some people are saying no?
Bro, your kids are like, Dad, please, I want to start a bit. No, Shaniqua.
To that question.
I don't know. That's probably a personal issue within themselves because it's okay to be whoever you are.
Do you hear that within your own life at all or no?
No, I don't. That's weird. I mean, we're all the same, man. We're all, I mean, we might be different colors, but, man, we all bleed the same color. We're all equal, man.
It's not okay to be white.
Yeah, they said that. Yeah.
People say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that they're not the judge at the end of the day. God is. And if he's okay with you or myself, then we should also agree.
Should we be judging people based on the content of their character and not the color of their skin?
No, you need the color of skin is very important.
It is important. By the way, do you agree with her?
Yes, she does. I have a black son. I don't want my son come home with no white woman. At all. He know better.
Do you tell him that?
Her friend, like she's even speaking. Her friend's like, what the?
Yes.
Oh, she tripping.
How old's your son?
21.
And he's not allowed to date.
He could date who he want, but they can't come in my house, and I'm not gonna have no parts of it. I don't want no mixed babies. I want a black baby, grandchild. That's what I want.
All right, everyone. Let's take a quick moment to talk about today's.
Do ya? Do ya?
Klug at briefly in effect. IG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can be white, black, purple.
Of course. I'm white.
I think to a reasonable person such as yourselves, the proper answer to that question, is it okay to be Asian, black, brown, whatever, is yes.
But in other words, we're saying is we really don't.
I do care, and I say
care,
yes.
But me, I don't really care.
Yeah. The reason why we're talking about this is a recent Rasmussen poll asked that question to Americans. Do you disagree or agree with the following statement? Is it okay to be white? They did find that only 53% of black Americans said yes to that. Why do you think that is?
Almost half the American population is just openly racist.
In your opinion?
I think, because I think they're racist. You know, they just like.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I think most don't get up and think about another race. It's more like they think about us. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
we do. We get up and think about another race. Yes, he do. He lying now. Yes, we do.
Well, I'm not sure that that's even really a part of the conversation because it's like, it's just a question, right?
Well, the question is, yeah, I don't, me anyway. I mean, can't think about another race. I spend my money just like they do. You know what I mean? It's all about me being, come back to the self-centeredness. You know what I'm saying? I got to worry about me. I can't worry about.
I got to worry about me. Shit.
Them.
I think it's okay to be somewhat self-centered, but you would answer the question. You would agree with the statement, though. Is that correct?
I would.
Yeah. Only 53% of Black Americans said yes to that poll. Does that surprise you or no?
No, that don't surprise. I don't want my son getting home with a white woman. I think that most white parents also don't want to.
It doesn't surprise me.
Bro, look how big. Oh my. The funny thing is, too, she probably thinks she's a 10 out of 10. Thank you for the 20 Flying Raptor. What'd he say? If you want to watch a feel-good video, you should check out my fellow seat clerks whooping some thieves at a 7-Eleven station in Stockholm, California. Sure, link it. Discord.
Really, it does.
Black people are really racist.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yo, her friend doesn't agree. She's speaking for all black people right now, making the black community look terrible. And she's not, she's in shock and doesn't want to speak up because like it's supposed to be activism.
Why do you guys think that is?
She shook her head. Oh no.
That's obviously problematic.
Oh, maybe they're thinking about like a mind state instead of the.
Jacosa says, would you find a woman that disgusting in any other country? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't find a woman like that in other countries. I mean, well, in a lot of countries, yes, but I think in developed countries, probably no. You wouldn't see like a land well. Like even then, like all three of these people, we're getting so used to seeing them because so many people are fat. All three of these people he's interviewing right now are fat. And I don't think a lot of them even think about it.
Call them.
So maybe just.
It's a white mindset. Well, if you would have asked me if it's okay to be black, it's like the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, why would it not be? I mean, it's just like kind of saying like it's.
And they wonder why so many people are getting like radicalized by like, oh, young conservatives are getting radicalized by the alt-right. It's because you tell a kid like this, like that people are walking around saying white people are bad inherently. Yeah, of course, they're going to become radicalized. They're going to find something that can speak to them.
Okay to be black. Like
it's the exact same thing.
Exact same thing. There's like teaching people that like, oh, this one's bad, putting the others down. It's not right.
What was the results in the white people?
Well, I'll tell you. White people was 81% said yes. I think across the.
It's about them.
Right. I mean, yeah.
I feel like it's not okay to be racist.
It is okay to be racist.
But white people have made it where it's so easy to be racist. White people has put that foundation down.
White people has put that. Oh, sorry.
And it's just normal.
I'm scared of them.
I am scared of them.
Are you scared of me?
From my perspective, that shouldn't even be a question.
It's a dumb question.
The fact that you're asking that says a lot about the fact that you got to ask that as a question. The fact that was a question in a poll
in and of itself.
In itself is a concern.
I think it.
What do you think's going on there?
It comes from their background of the information being spread of like what our ancestors, the lineage, the history, and also it just comes down to what's being poured into them.
When can black people just say, let's get over it? Let's stop living with this victim mindset, because black people in America have been living with such a strong victim mentality that it becomes entitlement, that they think they're entitled to steal, to loot, to light fires in the street during Black Lives Matter. They think that it's justified because system of oppression and it's just anger up. Like, it's not okay to be a fucking degenerate running around burning things. It's not okay to do that. When are black people just going to sit down and be like, yeah, time to move on? Every single race, so many races have been enslaved. So many races have dealt with problems, but you don't see have you ever seen an Asian person complain about a system of oppression ever? Black people at a certain point always blaming something else, external forces, because then you don't really have to improve. Then you get to do whatever you want if you don't take any accountability. At what point, how many more years? It's only been 200 years since slavery. All right, how many more hundreds of years since slavery until you're like, okay, let's move on? What racism do black people actually face in day to day? I ask this all the time and they never have answers.
Their minds. If someone's drilling into your mind a certain.
So people in the chat are saying, "SNEAKO, you're not white." I know I'm not white. I'm part black, but I'm sick of seeing this from like the mentality that I hate victim mentality, especially when it turns into entitlement, because it's just like you're gonna be so victim minded. You're gonna be that stuck in everything. Nothing is my fault. That you're gonna be a dick about it. Move on.
A way or a previous occurrence or anything like that. Yeah, if they're telling you that, then eventually you're gonna believe that, you're gonna become that, even if you don't know all the facts. You know, you just.
People in the chat are saying Stop Asian Hate was about that. Stop Asian Hate was like 200 people in New York and LA. And the uncomfortable thing about it was Stop Asian Hate wasn't about white oppression. All the Stop Asian Hate crimes were committed by black people, all of them. But when you talk about an Asian grandma getting punched in the face 45 times when she's walking into her apartment, that's a black person. When you talk about like the Asian people getting shoved over in the train tracks, it's black people. Like violent, petty theft like that, it's all. But that was the uncomfortable theme, because minorities in America were like, oh, everything is white people's fault. But the uncomfortable truth was that pretty much all the crimes were committed by black people, but they couldn't talk about that because that would break the narrative that evil white man bad, white man bad. Everybody who was part of Stop Asian Hate, or anybody that actually looked at the crimes, knows it, and they kind of had to lie about it and pretend like that wasn't the case. Thank you for the 5. So you low-key write about a right-wing bot only speaking on black people, even it out and clown white people. I clown white people all the time. I clown about it all the time, but white people don't have a victim mindset. I just clowned the white dude right here. Bro, are you going to say even it out? I just called this guy a fucking cuck for wanting to give away his whole inheritance to black people. I was just shitting on him. How much do you want me to do? This goes on both sides. This guy is worse than the black people that I'm making fun of here. This guy is this is what happens when people believe in the victim mindset too much. You get this dude who says he's going to give away all his money to random Shaniquas instead of his kids.
Then eventually you're going to believe that, you're going to become that, even if you don't know all the facts. You know, you're just going off of, a lot of people these days are followers. And so most of them are just following the crowd.
I can see why.
You can see why. So why do you think that is? What's going on there?
Privilege. It's a problem with privilege. Black people have a problem with privilege.
Someone in the chat says SNEAKO thinks the BLM riots were the first one to happen in history. Absolutely not. But you saw what just happened with Kai Cenat and his giveaway in New York City. That was pretty much identical to the BLM riots. And there was the narrative before, it's like, it's been bubbling under the surface. BLM happened because people have been angry for too long. And it's justified that they go burn down buildings because it's been, okay. So then why did black people do the exact same thing in New York City over a PS5 giveaway? The exact pushing over cars, getting sturdy on policemen, like people twerking on signs, throwing cones all over the place, causing destruction, getting in fights in public. I was there. That whole Kai Cenat PS5 thing was identical to the BLM riots in every single aspect, but there was no justification. The only justification was George Floyd. The truth is, black people didn't care about George Floyd. They wanted to get Jordans. They wanted to loot. Everybody was like, Gucci store. They didn't give a fuck. They saw it as an opportunity to get on a come up. And then so you see something that's identical 3 years later, what just happened in New York, and there's no justification for it. So when can you actually blame the culture? When can you blame the belief system, the mindset that black people in America have, where they're entitled to cause destruction, when they're entitled to destroy, because they always think that they're victims. They think that committing crimes in public isn't wrong and that destruction isn't bad because white man bad. White man bad, white man bad. So I'm going to go flip over cars, burn stuff in public, set off fireworks in the park because I'm black and because white man bad, and it's justified because I'm a victim. That's stupid. It's a stupid way to think. And I'm not blaming black people. I'm blaming the mindset, because a lot of white people will keep pushing this forward. There was just that white girl on TikTok who was saying, I'm in San Francisco and some guy said that he wanted to rape me, blah, blah, blah. And then she started blaming white people. And she's a white girl, or I don't know. I didn't check her early life. Maybe somebody else did.
Halfway.
The point is, the liberal mindset pushes this narrative forward. It's not black people. It's the narrative that white man always bad. And there's a reason why they push that narrative. It's not because they actually think that black people deserve reparations. It's because they want more mayhem in the streets, because they want more of us to be listening to this mindless music. They want us programming, always fighting about nothing. It's very simple.
White people have privilege, so they assume that being white is bad and being black is good. You know, just being completely
biased, honestly, just being completely biased. But it's okay to be any color, any race.
Today,
Special
white
guest
people
coming.
have privilege.
Yeah, I live in Texas.
You live in Texas.
Yeah.
How do white people have privilege today? Do you think over black people?
Over black people, jobs, definitely jobs, definitely in the job market.
Like even, have you seen those videos? Like a woman this fat will blame how fat she is on white system oppression. Like she'll blame it on racism. Like I've seen this video. A black girl was at this like fat black women meetup or whatever, and they're basically blaming how fat they are on trauma, saying that trauma makes it stress eating. And I was talking to my psychologist, and it's a system of oppression, and trauma makes us eat more. And so when black women can't get a job because our name's Shaniqua, we have to eat. And everyone starts clapping. Yes. No, you're fat because you eat terrible food. It's gotten to the point where black people in America will blame their obesity on racism. I'm stressed because of slavery. Really? That's why you weigh 315 pounds?
If I go into a corporate setting, I look a different way. I have tattoos. I look like this. I'm smart. I have a great job, but I work at home.
Do you think that everyone?
No, black people. You see the divide right now in the chat. A lot of black people are upset. I have a lot of black people that watch me. There is a problem with the culture. There's a problem with the mindset when they. And I'm not just making this. This is not just something. This is not a one-off thing. This is a common belief thing that you see on Twitter and TikTok. The extremely woke people will make infographics about racism and about trauma to blame obesity. And when they can't even take accountability for their weight and they get so fat that they blame racism, there's a clear problem. There's a clear victim mindset problem. And Ye said it back in 2016. He didn't word it properly, but at some point, slavery is a choice. Being trapped and not trying to overcome the situation that you're in becomes a trap that you like. It becomes something that you're used to. So you don't actually try to get out because you get comfortable in the situation that you're in, even though you're powerless, because you get a sense of power by always victimizing yourself. It's time for black people in America to let go of that, or else you're never going to succeed. And you see every single leader that starts to talk about it, like Gaddafi, for example, they get assassinated. Gaddafi, I don't know if he's black, I think but he was basically trying to create, Libya became one of the most richest states in Africa of all time. And he was assassinated. Malcolm X was assassinated. Malcolm X started saying that black people need to, like at first he was saying black people should go back to Africa and make their own communities. He was pro-segregation. That's why white supremacists liked him, saying that black people need to build for themselves. Assassinated. When a black leader starts telling the truth and getting black people out of that mindset, they get killed because they want you to be trapped, always thinking about the boogeyman white man who's there oppressing you, when really white people are just trying to provide for themselves. White privilege is overall a myth. Thank you for the attention, Costa. The community lacks good fathers, the root of all their problems. And I talk about this all the time. Black women think it's empowering to be the independent queen. A lot of black women are raised like, you need to be a boss. You need to be an independent boss. You need to go get it for yourself. And so a lot of them are raised masculine. You've seen here in this video. They're taught that they need to go get it for themselves. Keke Palmer went on stage after twerking on Usher, even though she's a mother. And her baby father was extremely upset. Instead of apologizing, even she has a child at home. She has a kid with somebody. She's in a relationship with somebody. She's twerking on Usher. Instead, she gets on a stage and she says, I don't need a nigga. All I need's a bag. Prioritizing a boss babe mentality over being a mother and raising her child. So what's going to happen is that child, her son, is going to grow up with the false idea of how good relationships are created. So it's this never-ending cycle, and it's propagated by the culture. And the culture can be changed. People say, like, this is the problem that you can't change. You can change it. If we stop promoting degeneracy, stop telling people that they're always victims, and tell people that they can go get it for themselves, that there's more opportunities in the West than there ever have been, that you're not held back by this boogeyman white guy in the sky. When you let go of that, you can see what's possible. I have believed in that before. I'm like, I'm a POC, people of color, blah, 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 white man. Bro, there is like, racism is only as real as you make it. If you start believing that there's always a white man holding you back, guess what happens? You're going to see it everywhere you turn. When you let go of that, you are able to succeed. And every single successful black creator, every single successful black businessman will say the same thing. Lil Wayne says that, 50 Cent says that, Ye says that, Jay-Z says that. They know that black people are trapped and are held back by this victim mentality. But it's hard to go and tell people that because they always call you racist. They say that you're sucking up to the cracker. They call you all these, they call you Uncle Tom. And then pretty much what they're doing is they're just holding themselves back even more. When you call somebody speaking up an Uncle Tom, guess what's going to happen? You're going to stay poor.
with tattoos can look different in a workplace?
Yeah, I do. Not just one race. Speaking specifically just about myself in general, I know how I look to
Clip that.
some
Someone
people.
clip that.
And if that's alive and well, that you know, that sort of racism that's resulting in white privilege, if that's the case, why are Nigerian Americans making more than white Americans?
Honestly, I have no idea because I don't know enough Nigerian Americans to actually make an honest assumption.
Nigerians are some of the most successful black people in America because they come to America with the idea that this is a land of opportunity. They get an education, they get a job, they start functioning in society, they start making something for themselves. Black people like black Americans are they talk about like this trauma that's passed through generations. What it really is the victim mindset passed through generations. Nigerians come here and they dominate. Caribbean people come here and dominate because they're not held back by that same mentality.
Then I can't even make an assumption off of that because I don't know.
Do you think that viewpoint of, you know, it is not okay to be white, don't you think that's kind of a genocidal viewpoint? Like, what do they do? They can't do anything about you can't change this.
You cannot change who you are. You cannot change.
Well, you can't change your skin color. You can kind of change who you are.
You can't change. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. You can't change your skin color for sure. You can't do that.
So what do white people do about that?
But the perspective of how people look and treat others. That's what I feel.
I think everyone.
So she's disagreeing with her friend completely.
Can work on that.
Oh yeah, okay, I agree.
Is it racist to say that it is not okay to be white?
It's racist either way it go.
Either way it go, either saying it's not okay to be white or not okay to be black.
Well, that's a great point. Either way it goes. If you say that about brown people, Asians, white, black, if you say that it is not okay to be, you know, one skin color,
right?
That's a racist thing to say.
Right. Yes.
Right. They just gotta get better as a whole.
They can't do that. It's too late. There's nothing that can help them. It's too far gone at this point.
Yeah, it's too far gone. Nobody can help themselves. White people bad.
You know, everybody's allowed to be here in their own skin. You know, everybody. This is our world. This is what
what they gonna do if people think like that? Are they trying to change the people to think like that?
I'm sorry. Could you clarify what you mean? You're talking about
white people can't think about that and shit.
The people that think that
the other 50%.
People think people shit.
That think that.
What do we do about it?
Yeah. What?
It sounds like, I mean, something needs to change, whatever it may be. Whether it be white people not believing it's okay to be black or black people not believing it's okay to be white, we have to work to bring people together. As for what we can do about that, one thing that we can do is move away from identity politics, polarizing the country when it comes to race-based politics. I think that's absolutely unacceptable.
This guy is a hardcore Trump supporter, but he's not going to say it in this video.
I think it's divisive. That would be my first step.
That's how they stay in power, though. You know what I mean? Their game they playing now on race-based politics is win at any means necessary. If they gotta hurt their own, it's just that they getting so much money now, and then they want to pass it on, and you know they'll never give that up.
It's a lot. It's a good question, but it's
They're
a
not
lot.
gonna give it up though.
Yeah.
Democrats ain't giving that up.
Democrats aren't?
No.
Who does more race-based politics in the United States? Democrats?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he know that politics stuff, so I'm not into that
racist.
politics.
He know that politics stuff is shit.
Everything, which is not, but to them it is. If you see, most of everything for them is racist.
Nobody's really fixing the problem. I don't care if it's a Democrat. They claim to be for everyone, but when you look at the policies and different...
Bro, look how terrible the drip is too compared to 10 years ago. Think it like one more time. See, they think, I guarantee you, none of them think they're fat, these three people right here. Once again, this was fat 10 years ago. All about that bass, about that bass. Look at their drip. You see how much the culture's changed in 10 years? Like, this is just like horrible. You remember, we used to have class. You remember, don't you miss when people used to walk around? Well, you don't even miss it because we weren't alive. But I miss, like, I see movies from like the 50s and 60s when people would wear a suit and a top hat. How do you do? Look at the like rainbow glasses. This dude's got a money hoodie and a pink hat. Like, are you going to a Tyler the Creator concert? She's wearing this smoothie ice cream cone shirt with his face on it. She has AirPods in. She's not like, just look how, is she gonna, Is she gonna throw a spear? I don't know what.
Different things that are coming out, they're not for us either. So it's just like they use.
Am I hating? I'm hating.
Us to get the vote, but they're still not helping us.
I don't know. It's like we bring back the race problems between like people rather than enjoy how far we've come over, you know, any amount of years. You know.
Someone said in the chat, judging a book by its cover. I hate that phrase so much because that's the whole point of the cover of a book is to judge it and see if you want to open it. It's the whole point. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Why? That's 100% what I'm going to do. It's the point of the cover. You're not going to open the book if you don't like the cover, which is judging it. Stop saying that. Why do you need to look at somebody, look at their outfit, and then you figure out if you want to speak to them. You got to figure out how to speak to them. Your outfit says a lot about you. The cover says everything. Why do people say that?
I think that especially nowadays more than ever, we're just dealing with a lot of those issues, and it's being brought up in our faces. Like, we can't avoid seeing stuff, you know, involving race and trying to get us more divided, you know. I personally believe.
You mentioned that that doesn't surprise you primarily because Black Americans would see white Americans as being privileged, and you think that that would create some form of disdain towards white people, or whatever word you think would be appropriate to use there?
Honest, I think that's exactly what it is. It's already a disdain there instead of just looking at people as people. I mean, I'm saying it because I'm Black and I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly, you look, and a lot of people already have this, they didn't grow up with white people or they didn't grow up around, so they just get this stigma and they already think that, yeah, I don't want to be white, or white people are this or white people are that.
In the judgmental area of people and how they live.
Who the fuck? What the?
What they look like, what they believe in, and what they don't believe in. I feel like we've kind of increased in that area. A lot of people feel that they have an opinion towards someone else and how they live or how they are or who they are. But
yo, she's chatting.
At the end of the day, they're not the judge. God is. And if he's
okay, cook, my bad. Don't judge a book by its cover.
With you or I, then why shouldn't we?
All right, everyone, that is it for today. So thankfully, the results of today's video weren't anywhere near the results of Rasmussen's recent poll. Let me know what you guys think.
Shout out to James Klug. I'm not trying to be XQC and just farm someone else without adding anything. I think I added some commentary to this video. This is good. Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna watch this. Good. Drake Week side talk.
Drake is down the fuck in.
Oh. Wow. New York's fun, but in doses.
It's all aboard. Talk to me nice or don't talk to me at all, you heard?
Drake, I came to see Drake. I want to suck his cock real bad.
That shit was sick, bro.
That shit was sick. That shit was lit. That shit was fire. I got no words for that shit.
I like what Drake like, motherfucker.
Yo, Drake bought all the snow bunnies out, you all.
Come in there, son.
We throwing a party on the fucking bus.
Did the Drake vocals come in yet?
Drake there.
Start the game for life. You a pussy.
How you spell Canada? D-R-A-K-E. Hey, yo, we got to send a margarita by the fucking leader, nigga. It's from my fucking dog.
I want to breastfeed Drake, man. He's got the biggest dick that I could take.
You got the biggest what?
Dick.
Dick?
What's your message to Drake right now? Hey, yo, man, Drake, man, yo, say you put a lot of money in my pocket, man. Keep doing what it do. You know that shit.
That's great. That's something, huh?
Live at Starlets, you know what I'm saying? Grr. Side talk, though. You know what time it is, man. We're in here, man. I'm wearing Pac's ring. They got my baby mom on the wall over there. Get the gal them to come give you guys a little, you know what I'm saying?
What's the #1 trait you're looking for in a ting?
Humor. If she watches this and it's not funny to her, she's a dub.
Book a vacation, come to Starlets. Hello, do you see this? Your baby daddy's at Starlets while you at home getting no money.
Can he pull a baddie out of Starlets, yes or no? Side talk tee, wash black, denims on with the Connie's on. The man's wearing the Connie chunks right now. Can he pull a baddie or no?
Yes, I got faith in him.
Say less.
I'm good any night.
Why does he sound more Toronto as time, like, can he pull a baddie thing or no?
The man's wearing the Connie chunks right now. Can he pull a baddie or no?
Yes. I got faith in him.
Say less.
I'm good any night. What does it take to get on the Wall of Fame?
It takes a lot, low-key.
Yo, they're not on the wall yet. They're not on the wall yet. Just chill, just chill.
Which city has the biggest density of tings?
Density of tings.
The most amount of tings in a limited amount of space.
Damn. Denver. Yeah, Scarborough, Martin, Creepa.
One word of wisdom for everyone watching right now.
One word. Suck my dick, you heard?
Okay, huh?